Welcome to Dreamy Tales, where soothing stories guide you into a peaceful night's sleep. Enjoy imaginative bedtime stories that take you on a journey to the land of dreams, accompanied by relaxing background sounds to help you unwind and drift off easily. Perfect for both children and adults, Dreamy Tales is your ideal companion to relax, wind down, and enjoy tranquil moments. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share it with others. Tune in, relax, and let your mind wander into a world of calm and serenity with us. In a world filled with magic, where fairies danced through sunbeams, and the air itself shimmered with enchantment, the heart of this land was the eternal flame. Hidden in the depths of a great, ancient forest, this magical fire wasn't just a symbol of warmth, it was life itself. It powered the forests, allowed rivers to flow, and breathed magic into every creature, plant, and fairy that lived within its glow. Ember, a bright and determined fire fairy, had been tasked with protecting this flame. From the moment she came of age, she felt an intimate connection with fire, as though it was a part of her soul. She could summon flames at will, shape them, and weave them into something beautiful. The eternal flame responded to her like no one else. Her life's purpose was to guard it, ensuring its light would never falter. But one day, everything changed. Ember awoke to an unnatural silence. The usual warmth that greeted her each morning was missing. A chill hung in the air, and as she flew out of her hollowed tree home, her heart sank. The eternal flame, her flame, was out. Fairies rushed from their homes, their once vibrant wings dulled in the absence of magic. The kingdom felt lifeless, the streams slowing to a trickle, flowers wilting as their energy drained away. Panic spread quickly, and soon, the Council of Elders called an emergency meeting. The council, made up of the oldest and wisest fairies, looked to Ember for answers. "How could this have happened?" asked Elder Thorn, his long, silver wings fluttering with concern. Ember shook her head, guilt weighing heavily on her shoulders. "I don't know. The flame has never gone out before. It should be eternal." Elder Moss, the eldest of them all, hobbled forward, leaning heavily on her wooden staff. "This has happened once before, long ago. There was a time when the flame flickered and nearly died. But that was before your time, Ember. We believed the threat had been defeated." "What threat?" Ember asked, her voice steady despite the rising fear inside her. "A dark sorcerer," Elder Moss replied, her gaze distant as though recalling memories long buried. "His name was Aurelis. He controlled shadows and sought to claim the eternal flame for himself. It is said that he was banished to the Shadow Realm, a land of darkness and cold. If he has returned..." The weight of the situation settled over Ember like a heavy cloak. If Aurelis had returned, the fairy kingdom was in grave danger. Without the eternal flame, their world would fall into ruin. "I will find him," Ember said, determination hardening her voice. "I'll bring back the flame." Ember's journey started with preparation. She packed only the essentials, her trusted dagger, a vial of fire dust to relight small flames, and a cloak to protect her from the elements. As she left the kingdom, her heart was filled with a mixture of fear and resolve. She knew that this journey was not just about saving the flame, it was about saving everything she loved. The path to the Shadow Realm was treacherous, taking Ember through the enchanted forest, over mist-covered mountains, and through the Valley of Whispers, a place where ancient voices echoed in the wind, warning travelers of dangers ahead. As Ember ventured deeper into the wildlands, she encountered strange and dangerous creatures, spiders the size of wolves, twisted trees that reached out to snag unwary travelers, and rivers filled with creatures whose eyes gleamed with malice in the dark. But none of these challenges deterred her. With every step, her resolve grew stronger. One evening, while resting beside a small fire, Ember was joined by an old friend, Flint, the Earth Fairy. He had heard of her quest and refused to let her journey alone. "Are you sure about this?" Flint asked, his earth-toned wings glinting in the firelight. "The Shadow Realm is no place for a fairy, not even one as strong as you." "I have to do this," Ember replied, her eyes fixed on the fire. "If I don't, our home will die." Flint nodded. "Then I'm coming with you. You'll need all the help you can get." Together, they continued their journey. Flint's abilities with earth and stone proved invaluable, allowing them to navigate the treacherous terrain with greater ease. With his help, Ember's firepower was complemented by his strength and resilience, and the two of them formed a formidable team. After days of travel, they finally reached the entrance to the Shadow Realm. It was a place unlike any Ember had ever seen. The sky was perpetually dark, the ground cracked and scorched as though fire had once ravaged the land. Shadows moved on their own, twisting and shifting as though alive. "This is it," Ember said quietly, her heart pounding in her chest. The entrance to Aurelis' fortress loomed ahead, a great, twisted structure made of black stone and shadow. No light touched its walls, and the air around it felt thick with dark magic. As they approached, the temperature dropped, and Ember could feel the pull of the darkness. Aurelis' power was overwhelming, a constant weight pressing down on her. But she wouldn't back down now. The doors of the fortress creaked open as they neared, as though inviting them inside. Ember took a deep breath and stepped through, Flint close behind her. Inside, the darkness was even more suffocating. Shadows crept along the walls, whispering in a language neither of them could understand. And then, at the end of the long, cold hall, they saw him. The dark sorcerer sat upon a throne of stone, his eyes glowing with an eerie light. His presence filled the room, making the air thick with menace. "So," Aurelis said, his voice smooth and cold, "the fire fairy has come to reclaim her precious flame." Ember stepped forward, her heart pounding but her voice steady. "You have no right to it. The flame belongs to the fairy kingdom." Aurelis laughed, a sound that sent shivers down her spine. "The flame was mine long before your kind stole it from me. And now, it will be mine again." Without warning, Aurelis attacked, sending a wave of dark magic hurtling toward them. Ember barely had time to react, summoning a wall of fire to block the attack. Flint raised the ground beneath them, creating a shield of stone to protect them from the dark energy. The battle was fierce. Ember's flames danced and flickered, but Aurelis' shadows were relentless. Every attack she launched was met with an equal, if not stronger, counter. Flint did his best to support her, but even he was beginning to tire. Aurelis's power was overwhelming, and for a moment, Ember feared they wouldn't be able to stop him. But then, she remembered something Elder Moss had said: the flame wasn't just a source of magic. It was a living thing, a force of life that could never truly be extinguished. With this in mind, Ember closed her eyes and focused all her energy on the flame within her. She reached out, calling to it, summoning its power. And then, she felt it, a spark, deep within her, flickering to life. Opening her eyes, Ember unleashed a torrent of fire unlike anything she had ever created before. The flames roared to life, bright and fierce, consuming Aurelis's shadows in an instant. Aurelis screamed as the fire engulfed him, his form dissolving into smoke and ash. And just like that, he was gone. Exhausted but victorious, Ember and Flint returned to the fairy kingdom. In her hands, Ember carried a single glowing ember, the last remnant of the eternal flame. With great care, she placed it back in the heart of the kingdom. The flame roared to life, brighter and stronger than ever before, and the magic returned to the land. Rivers flowed once more, flowers bloomed, and the fairies' wings regained their vibrant colors. Ember smiled as she watched the flame dance in the air. She had done it. She had restored the heart of her world. But deep down, she knew that this was only the beginning. There would always be new challenges, new threats to the flame. And she would be there, ready to face them all. For she was Ember, the fire fairy, guardian of the eternal flame.